This number keeps calling me at 3:33 a.m., and I'm running out of time. I've never been the kind to scare easily. I work the night shift as a clerk in a convenience store, and after so many years, I've grown used to the eerie silence of the dead hours of the night. But recently, something happened that made me question everything, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever sleep peacefully again. It all started 2 weeks ago when I got a call during my shift. It was 3:33 a.m., and the phone rang with a deafening sound that shattered the silence. I glanced at the caller ID, but the number was strange. Just zeros like 00000000000. I figured it was some system glitch, maybe a spam call, but I answered anyway. "Hello?" I asked, trying to mask the boredom in my voice. For a few seconds, all I heard was static. Then, a faint voice emerged, almost a whisper but filled with desperation. Asterisk, "Can you hear me? Please listen, asterisk." A chill ran down my spine. Before I could respond, the call disconnected. I thought about calling back, but of course the number was invalid. I shook my head and tried convincing myself it was just a prank or some automated system error. However, later that night, when I got home, I noticed something strange. There was a missed call notification on my personal phone from the same number. This time, though, the timestamp showed 3:33 a.m., the exact moment I had answered the call at work. How was that possible? The next night, the call came again. Same time, same number. This time, I hesitated before answering. When I finally picked up, the voice on the other end was clearer but no less unsettling. Asterisk, "They're coming. You need to leave before it's too late." Asterisk, "Who's coming? What do you want?" I asked, my voice trembling. There was a long pause, followed by a sound like scratching, nails on metal. Then the voice returned, louder now, almost a scream. Asterisk, "They see you now." Asterisk. The call dropped, and I sat there frozen. I looked around the store, but everything seemed normal. The security cameras showed nothing but the empty aisles and the flickering fluorescent lights, same as always. Even so, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me. This went on every night. 3:33 a.m. Always the same number, always the same voice, growing more frantic and desperate with each call. It started saying more specific things like it knew exactly where I was. Asterisk, "Don't look at the window. He's outside." Asterisk. Asterisk, "Don't turn left when you leave the store tonight." Asterisk. The last time I answered, it wasn't even a human voice anymore. It was distorted, like multiple voices speaking at once. I couldn't make out everything, but one phrase is burned into my mind. Asterisk, "You're next." Asterisk. I decided to stop answering. I ignored the calls for 2 days, but that only made things worse. On the third night of not answering, something new happened. The call didn't come, but the store's PA system started emitting a loud static, followed by a voice that wasn't mine, or anyone else's I knew. Asterisk, "You can't escape." Asterisk. At that moment, the lights began flickering, and I heard footsteps on the other side of the store, even though I knew I was alone. I grabbed my phone to call the police, but before I could finish dialing, the phone slipped from my hand. Not because I dropped it, but because something yanked my arm. Something cold, sticky, and invisible. I ran out of the store and haven't been back since. I quit the next day, but the calls still follow me. Now, they don't come at 3:33 a.m. anymore. They come at random times, no matter where I am. Same number, same voice. But the last call was different. There was no static, no whispers. It was the sound of footsteps, right behind me. I turned around, but no one was there. Please, if anyone has gone through something like this, tell me what to do. I'm running out of options, and out of time. The house next door is supposed to be empty, but I see lights at night. I live on a quiet street in a small town. Here, everyone knows everyone. Big yards, white picket fences, kids playing on the sidewalks during the day. But there's one house on our street that's different. It's always been different. The house next to mine has been empty for over a year. The previous owners moved out suddenly, without warning, and we never heard from them again. People say something happened to them, but no one knows for sure. Since then, the house has been up for sale, but no one seems interested in buying it. At first, I thought the house really was empty, but lately, I've started noticing strange things. It began when I saw a light on in one of the second-floor rooms. I thought someone might have broken in, so I went over to check. I knocked on the door, banged several times, but no one answered. I walked around the side and looked through the window. The room was empty, but the curtains swayed, like someone had just let them go. I should have left it alone, but something wouldn't let me. A few nights later, I heard noises coming from the house. Footsteps, low laughter, but distorted, like it was muffled through a thick wall. It was late, almost 2 a.m., and my curiosity got the better of me. I grabbed a flashlight and went into the backyard. Once again, everything looked normal. The lights were off, and the silence was absolute. But as soon as I got back to my house, the lights on the second floor turned on again. The next morning, I talked to the neighbors. No one else had noticed anything. An older woman who lives across the street told me to leave it alone. "Just let the house be, son," she murmured. "There are things in there you're better off not poking around." I should have taken her advice. Last night, things went too far. I woke up in the middle of the night with a strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I looked out my window, and the light in the house next door was on again. But this time, it wasn't just the light. There was a shadow in the second-floor window. It didn't move, but I could feel it staring at me. Before I could react, my phone buzzed on the nightstand. It was a message from an unknown number. The text read, "Why are you watching? They don't like that, *." My hands shook as I pulled the curtain aside again. The shadow was gone, but now the light on the ground floor was on. This morning was different. When I left for work, I found strange marks in the dirt near the fence that separates our yards. They looked like human footprints, but they were big, like someone walking barefoot. And there was something else. The prints led from the house next door and stopped right at my front door. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to think that house was never really empty. If anyone knows what I should do, please tell me. I don't think I'll sleep tonight, and if I wake up again, I'm terrified of what I might see. Something is living in my closet, and it's not human. A few weeks ago, something strange started happening in my apartment. At first, I thought it was just my mind playing tricks on me. I live alone and have always been the kind of person who leaves everything messy. Shoes on the floor, clothes tossed on the couch, that sort of thing. So, when I noticed some things out of place, I didn't think much of it. But soon, it became clear that it wasn't me being careless. One night, I came home to find my closet open. Not just open, the doors were flung wide, as if someone had torn everything out of it. My clothes were scattered on the floor, some of them even ripped. I thought maybe it was a break-in, but the front door was locked, the windows were closed, and nothing valuable was missing. Just my clothes, destroyed. I started getting paranoid. I began locking my bedroom door at night. I even propped a chair against the doorknob like in the movies just to be sure. That's when I started hearing the noises. Every night, around 3 a.m., something seemed to move inside the closet. At first, it was just faint noises, like a rat scratching the wood. But then it got worse. Footsteps. Light steps, but impossible to ignore, as if something small was walking inside. One night, I worked up the courage to check. Armed with a broom, I flung the doors open. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just a strange smell, damp and musty, like the closet was rotting from the inside. The following nights were a nightmare. I started waking up drenched in sweat, always feeling like I was being watched. My closet stayed shut, but I could hear noises inside, like something was laughing quietly, mocking me. At one point, I decided to put my phone inside the closet to record what was happening. I thought it might be a way to prove to myself that I was losing my mind. The recording lasted 6 hours. For the first few minutes, nothing happened, just silence. Then, a few hours in, I started hearing something. A rustling sound, like someone shifting through my clothes. But what really made my blood run cold was the sound that came next. A voice, weak, but clear enough to understand. It said, asterisk, do you think you can ignore me? Asterisk. That same night, I destroyed the closet. I grabbed a hammer and smashed every piece of wood until all that was left was a pile of debris on my bedroom floor. I thought I had put an end to it, but I was so wrong. The next night, I woke up to a weight on my chest. My eyes opened and I saw it. Something was staring at me. It wasn't human. It looked like a mix between a thin man and a deformed creature, with hollow eyes and a smile that seemed impossibly wide. Before I could scream, it whispered, asterisk, you destroyed my home. Now, I'm staying with you, asterisk. Since then, it appears every night. Not in the closet, it doesn't need that anymore. It just sits in the corner of my bedroom, watching, smiling. And me? I'm just waiting for the moment when it decides to do more than watch. If anyone knows what to do, please help. I don't know how much longer I can take this.